I went waste-free for the whole month of February and it was pretty tough. And I'm in a very privileged position. I live in a country that is making good steps towards very high recycling targets. Scotland! I have a great selection of shops that provide zero waste solutions, and I also have a bit of disposable income, which means I can make those choices that might be a bit more expensive but allow me to go zero waste. I am totally aware that not everyone has those luxuries. So my question is, what steps do we need to take to make sure that everyone can go waste-free? Welcome to Science with Steph, the show where I think way too much about the world around us and then share the best bits with you guys. So I don't need to go into the details of our addiction to single-use plastics, the fact that they're in every single aspect of our food chain, from marine life to birds to turtles. It's a massive blight on our wildlife and our countryside, and don't even get me started on the carbon emissions and greenhouse gases that are associated with this. What I will focus on is how we can make steps to break this addiction. What is it that's required from us on a personal level, but more importantly from us on a decision and national level. Now, before I get into the detail, I want to caveat just a few things. Now, when I say zero waste, what I mean is nothing, goods or packaging, going into landfill. And the way this happens is through three mechanisms in order of importance. Reducing. That's not needing to consume the thing in the first place. This is the most important factor to zero waste. What if that thing, the packaging, the single-use plastic, the next generation of electronics, what if you didn't need to buy it? What if it just didn't exist? What if before you even bought stuff you look at this hierarchy of needs? I'll put a link in the description of the amazing person who made this pyramid. It's totally worth a little read. Her blogs and lifestyle are amazing. You've got reusing, which is the second most important thing, and it's pretty self-explanatory. This is when an object gets used again for its original purpose. Can you use that plastic bag again, or can you wear last season's outfit but wear it differently this year? And then you have recycling. This is either reusing your own stuff for a different purpose, like tearing up old jeans and making it into a cool bag, or as a very last resort, taking your goods or packaging and having it be recycled at recycling centres. This is where your goods get ground down into the raw materials, and those materials are used to make new stuff. So zero waste in general is these three things. Keep that in mind when I'm talking about zero waste lifestyle and what it means and how we can achieve it. That's all well and good, but there's absolutely no way we're going to be able to go completely zero waste. It's just impossible. Yes. But actually no. I think firstly what we need to do is categorise zero waste by how easy it is to do it. First, you have easy. This is a system where it's more convenient, cheaper, or systematically built to be zero waste. Different people's needs and levels of income are taken into account, and we have a ready-made system that encourages people to have less, reuse more, and everything else is recycled. You then have the possible but inconvenient category. I found that my position as a single person with a bit of disposable income living in Glasgow, Scotland, most of my zero waste needs fell into this category. It's mostly possible, but it takes a lot of preparation, planning, a bit more money in some cases, and you certainly need to go out of your way to achieve zero waste. And then lastly, you have the just impossible case. Maybe your local services don't offer recycling. Maybe there are no ways that you can buy something that is zero waste, or maybe you just don't have the means or opportunity to. Yeah, but the majority of what we have is in those last two categories. Oh yeah, absolutely. So what we need to do is find ways to go from category 3 into category 2, or category 2 into category 1. So to move from impossible to inconvenient, what you need is systemic change. These are deep financial incentives to encourage businesses and local authorities to change the way that they operate. If sending stuff to landfill is cheaper than recycling, then of course local councils aren't going to offer recycling as a service, and we're all just going to drown in our own waste. What we need here are costs of goods and services to not only reflect how much they cost financially, but what they cost the environment too. The cost of landfills should have a tax associated with it that is then used to subsidise the use of recycling or rebottling schemes. That way more sustainable things are cheaper in the long run. But all these things cost money. What about people who can't afford to pay more and they're already on the breadline? You're going to get people hating you in the comments. Yeah, no, absolutely. But the thing is, market forces drive down these costs to prices that people can afford and are willing to pay. And then what about changing people's attitudes to help them do the more inconvenient thing for the environment? How about making recycling clearer? I've lived in so many different places and every single recycling option is different. Can you recycle tinfoil? I don't know. Why can't it just be the same across the board and everyone knows that they're on the same page? And then you have the next step. How can we possibly make a system where zero waste options are easier than putting things into waste? What would that even look like? I'm more used to the idea of this being our future.
Do yourself a favor. Don't turn around.
This sort of step requires things to be done locally. We need grassroots campaigns that offer services that are better than our status quo. Take the local zero waste shop that I went to on my zero waste journey. But they offer a waste-free, local, seasonal veg service delivered to my door on a weekly basis. I don't need to worry about wandering around grocery shops trying to work out what's local, what's seasonal, what's not wrapped in plastic. I don't need to try and remember what I'm having to buy on the way home, and I don't need to carry big heavy bags of all this stuff up 3 flights of stairs to my flat. And then the more demand that there is for these sort of things, the more these services are going to grow and become the norm. Right, so all of this might seem like real blue sky thinking. Yeah, it's all nice and good stuff, but what can we do in a concrete way to make these changes happen? Well, here are 3 things that you can do. Number 1, vote. Are you of voting age? Did you vote in the last election? Vote for people who have reasonable, serious, zero waste and environmentally friendly policies. If there's one thing that you do, make sure you vote. Number 2, campaign. Write letters to your local representatives, go out on marches, have difficult conversations with the people around you about zero waste options. Make a statement that you are sick of how things are right now and make a change. And then lastly, think about how you're spending your money. If you don't want to buy something that's wrapped in layers of plastic, then don't buy it. These corporations who are using all these single-use plastics don't deserve your hard-earned money. Support companies or charities that are making steps in the right direction. Be the change that you want to see in the world. I hope this video was informative. I hope it wasn't too down in the dumps, and I hope there are some reasonable actions that you can take to make a difference in the world. Let me know in the comment section down below what changes you'll make to reduce waste in your life. I mostly just want to steal your ideas, so just going to be open and honest about that. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Science with Steph. If you did, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to watch my video that followed my life during my zero waste journey, you can click the blog here. Or if you want to watch the video that the YouTube algorithm thinks you'll enjoy best, you can click here. Alright, that's all from me this week. I'll see you sometime soon. Alright, thanks. Bye!